Okay, big challenge this week with the Bengals coming up here to our place. I think it's a really good team. A ton of respect for their coaches. Offensively, I think you saw that quarterback's a special player, and then they got a ton of offensive talent around him with the receivers. They got fast guys, they got big guys, they got a couple really good running backs, a good offensive line. Getting Jonah Williams back this year, I think, was big for them. Defensively, a stout front, got long guys on the edge there, great effort players, fast linebackers, some corners that can run and match you, and I think some safeties with some ball hawk ability. Well coached, good special teams unit, so will be a big challenge for us Thursday night.
Scott Petrick, you have our first question.
Hey, Kevin, why did you make the kicker change so soon after only one game?
I think we weighed everything, Scott, and have been with any decision, we make sure we spend our due diligence on it, and we felt comfortable making the decision.
Is it safe to say there were concerns going into the season? I mean, 2 kicks seems like a short sample size to make that move. So is that kind of always in the back of your head?
I would just tell you, Scott, with honestly any roster decision, you take all the information in from all time.
Last kicker question. The fact that he's going to wind up in Cincinnati, is that worrisome at all that all of a sudden he could come in and, kick a game winner to beat you?
No, it's not worrisome.
Tony Grossi, you have our next question.
One more. I'm sorry, but why wouldn't you wait till later in the week knowing that Cincinnati needed a kicker?
I think we're comfortable with the decision, Tony. I think we're comfortable with the roster move.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Tony. To Daryl Ryder.
Hey, Coach, you talked about having the short week, not a lot of time to dwell on what happened in Baltimore. Obviously, there's a little bit of a positive there. But the challenge, could you just touch on the challenge of having to prepare for another team so quickly and having so many things that you might want to go back and feel the need that you got to fix from that game?
Yeah, I think there's a balance there, Daryl. Obviously, with a game on Thursday after a Sunday, you got to really dive into the preparations and get the players prepared for this scheme, prepared for these players, while still addressing things that are going to come up in every game. So there's definitely corrections that we have to make from the previous game, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And here we are really with our one work day, so to speak, this week.
Have you noticed anything from your team in the last, 24, 72 hours since coming back from Baltimore where, you feel real good about how they've responded so far?
I mean, this is the NFL. You get games every week. You got to turn the page, win, lose, or draw.
Nate Ulrich, we'll go to you.
Hey, Kevin, do you have any injury updates on any of the guys from Sunday? Jacob Phillips comes to mind immediately.
I really don't have any updates right now, Nate.
Okay, and then Jack Conklin, are you going to get him back today?
I think we'll see what we can do with Jack. It's going to be today's Thursday for us, if that blows your mind. So we'll get some preparation, we'll get some full speed work, and then we're going to do a lot of it in a jog through type setting.
Thank you, Nate. Our next question will go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Coach, it seemed like David Njoku, was one of the brighter spots on your offense, and he and Baker had a good connection in that game. Can you just talk about, having to be without him now for the next at least 3 weeks?
Yeah, Dave made some plays out there. That was good to see, having him back out there with the group. And then, it's next man up for us, and we'll get him back out here hopefully fairly soon.
Okay, thanks.
Tom Withers, you're up.
Every day is Thursday, Coach. Hey, Baker was saying before that the connection with OBJ has to come naturally. From a coaching standpoint, Kevin, how do you get him to, if he looks over and he sees Beckham is in single coverage, to resist the temptation to go to him no matter what the situation?
Well, we give the quarterbacks very black and white reads. I think that's what you have to do with coaching these guys. And, it's not every single play that it starts with Odell. There's plenty of plays that start with him, but we make sure that we coach the quarterback on the read, and then the ball goes where the defense dictates based on the read.
Can you appreciate, though, from a quarterback standpoint, kind of finding that balance of having a playmaker of that skill set and the difference between wanting to get him the ball and needing to get him the ball?
Yeah, Tom, I kind of look at it as we design the offense with our players in mind, and then we make sure that our quarterbacks, our offense as a whole, is in tune with making sure we're taking what the defense has given us.
Scott Fettrick, we'll go back to you.
Hey, Kevin, you mentioned the talent surrounding Joe Burrow. Can you touch specifically on how Joe Mixon and A.J. Green looked, especially A.J. coming off the season where he didn't play?
Yeah, really talented players along that whole offense. I think Joe Mixon's a tremendous running back. Bernard's a great change of pace to Joe, a good player in his own right. And then just with Boyd, and then you got A.J. Green coming back, John Ross taking the top off, a fast guy. They just have really complementary skill pieces to surround that quarterback with.
Thanks.
Didi Hinkawala, your line is open.
Recognizing that every player is different and is motivated different. And Odell is very frank about saying that he needs to, or he prefers to get involved early to get going, that kind of affects the whole game. What's the line here in terms of you trying to be a little bit more creative to get him something, to get him going early, versus he's just got to get past it and maybe be more like Jarvis? If he's not used in the first 2 quarters, his head still has to be there. What's that balance?
I think offensively with the staff, how we put the game plan together, we're trying to get all of our guys involved, recognizing it's hard to do it, trying to get everybody a touch early. I think what we're trying to do is make sure that we're productive, however we move that ball, run or pass. So we are mindful of every one of our players. We're mindful of how we want to get them involved early, in the middle, and late. Sometimes the game flows differently. And I think just all of our skill players are at the ready and ready to affect the game from the first play to the last.
But having said that, do you think that you could be a little bit more creative with Odell? Do you think that there's a lot more out there that, I'm not saying line him up as your running back, but, is there something there?
Maybe we'll line him up as a running back this week.
Thank you, Didi. We'll go to Nate Ulrich for our next question.
Coach, what was the atmosphere like without fans in Baltimore? Could you hear any of the sound that was piped in? And then what are you looking forward to and or expecting that you guys will have some fans, 6,000 on Thursday night?
Yeah, Nate, it was strange. No 2 ways around it. There were cardboard cutouts of people. The noise was kind of a murmur, was background noise, so to speak. We're very much looking forward to getting in our building. We'll have 6,000 fans there, and I think they'll sound like 60,000. So excited to get in front of them.
I've heard you say a couple times, you talked to the guys about bringing their own juice, without the fans or anything. Is that something that you're going to continue to emphasize because these atmospheres are so much different?
Yeah, it's very strange. You can hear the other sideline yelling. You can hear your sideline yelling. So it does take you back to like a JV high school game. But it's strange, but it was kind of cool also just to hear some of the sounds coming from the field, from our sideline, their sideline.
It jumped around on me there, Coach, so you may need to hit unmute on your side. We'll go to Mary Kay Cabot, and we'll make that the last question.
Hey, Coach, just wondering, when you rewatched this game, what gave you the confidence or belief that, that Baker can come back and have the kind of game that that he can have a rate, not that the rating is everything, but, be up there out of the 60s in rating and have a completion percentage way higher than what it was. What did you see that gives you the belief that this can get turned around and quickly?
Yeah, Mary Kay, I think when you talk about one game out of 16, you want to make sure that you stick to the plan. Baker, all of our players, we know that we have to play better, we have to coach better, and that's the beauty of this thing is we get an opportunity to do that Thursday night. So I think we'll have a really good day here on the field. Make sure we pour all of our energies into Cincinnati, and then go play on Thursday night.